Hello everyone, my name is Shubham Santosh Pandit and today's video topic is checked and unchecked exceptions. So first of all, what is exception? Exception means abnormal flow. Uh, Exception means it disrupts the normal flow of the program. So there are two main types of exceptions in Java, that are checked exceptions and unchecked exception. So first, in checked exception, there are exception there are the exceptions that are checked at compile time. If some code within a method throw checked exception, then the method must either handle the exception or it must specify the exception using throw keyword. We can take one example to understand what is checked exception. So that is, consider one Java program that opens files at location anywhere. For example, we take C drive and prints the first three lines of it, and the program doesn't compile because the function of main method uses a file reader, and file reader throws the checked exception, which is file not found exception. It also uses read line and close method, and these methods are also checked exception, that is IO exception. So we'll take a class in that main method, and we'll take a file reader file equal to new file reader and C. After that, we'll take buffer reader file input equal to new buffer reader and in bracket file as a parameter. Then we will take a for loop for counter from 0 to counter less than 3, and counter will make a counter plus plus, and when we sys out, in that we will print file input dot read line method, and we'll close. After that we will close file input dot close. So the output will be exception in thread main Java lang, and it will show the runtime exception. Once unreported exception, that is Java IO file not found exception, must be thrown at main method. To fix the program, we either need to specify the list of exception using throws, or we need to use try catch block. We have used throws in the above program. Since file not found exception is a subclass of IO exception, we can just specify IO exception in the throw list and make the above program compiler error free. Now we'll see what is unchecked exception. Unchecked exceptions are the exceptions that are not checked at compile time. As in C++, all exceptions are unchecked, so it is not forced by the compiler to either handle or specify the exception. It is up to the programmer to be civilized and specify or catch the exception. In Java, exception under error and runtime exception classes are unchecked exceptions. Everything else under the throwable is checked. Consider one program, a Java program, to understand what is unchecked exception. It compiles fine, but it throws arithmetic exception when after running the code. The compiler allows it to compile because arithmetic exception is a unchecked exception. So what is why should we make our exceptions checked and unchecked? For example, we can take one example. If a client can reasonably be expected to recover from an exception, make it checked exception. And if a client cannot do anything to recover from exception, make it as a unchecked exception. So that is all about checked and unchecked exceptions.